Hello everyone, this is Renault, and normally we'd be doing our daily challenge with Spelunky, but Spelunky is doing that weird thing where if you accidentally pull out the controller, it just doesn't, and you put it back in, it just doesn't register, and that's really annoying, and I don't know how to fix it very easily without turning off my computer and turning it back on and doing some things in Steam. So, we're going to do this today. Now, I actually found this to be a really fun game to just watch or stream. And so this is a game called Death Road to Canada. Now, Death Road to Canada is about a zombie apocalypse. It's pretty kid friendly. I do want you to know there is blood, but it's very cartoony. So I would recommend it for, people, I don't know, 13 and up, 8 and up. When are kids able to handle blood? I don't know, but it's cartoonish, but it's still there. So just a heads up. Anyway, this game is called Death Road to Canada, and this game is about you and your character driving during the zombie apocalypse, and you're trying to get from Florida to Canada. Now, along the way, you encounter silly little events. You drive a car most of the time. Your car can run out of gas. You have to switch weapons back and forth. There's a lot of tactical involved, as any zombie apocalypse requires. And this is a game from Mad Garden and Rocket Cat Games. I'm not quite sure if you were able to see the little splash, but I just want you to know it's there. Now, I'm not very experienced with this game, just like I'm not very experienced with Spelunky. And anyway, like I said, my Spelunky's being weird because it's not registering my controller, so we're going to be doing this instead. Now, I want you to know that I actually had Death Road to Canada a lot longer than I had Spelunky. But when I first got Death Road to Canada, I did not have a controller. And so I was trying to use it with like a mouse and the keyboard, and it's just, I've always grown up playing video games with a console. So the whole playing it on the computer with a mouse and a keyboard is unnatural to me. So I actually put it on the shelf and forgot about it, to be honest. Then I got a bunch of other games, and then I realized I've got Death Road to Canada. It's a fun game to watch, so I hope you enjoyed this little video. Now, I'm going to be playing this for about, let's see, what time is it? So I'm going to be playing this for about an hour, so we might get several playthroughs. So I don't have any saves, that's because I like to start fresh every time. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. And so every game is slightly unique. I don't know how many hundreds of unique individual characters there are. And there are various modes here. Death Road to Canada normal mode, rare characters mode. This is where the game is a lot longer than usual. As you can see, it is locked. I'm not going to be playing with rare characters mode, because I want to experience some of the rare characters naturally. And there's also a familiar characters mode where you can create some customizable characters and then just play them. Now, as you can see, if you compare that little avatar on the left to this little avatar on also on the left, but on the right hand side, you can see all the ways that you can actually have your customizable characters. I do not have any customizable characters because, like I said, I haven't played in a very long time. Now, leader mode is where you're just by yourself, and random is when you get a random leader. Buddy mode is when you are not by yourself, you play with someone. And I actually like the buddy mode just because it's kind of like a unofficial easier mode because it's 2 people. Now, when it comes to having multiple players, they do consume more food. It doesn't cause your car to use up for gas, but it does use up for food. So there are benefits to going by yourself, and there are benefits to getting your buddies. Now, when you get buddies, they can argue, they can fight, but usually they get along. But, there's people who have, just like in real life, there's some buddies who have a good attitude, and then there's people who might have a bad attitude. And if you got somebody on a bad attitude, they can lower morale, they can, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just like in real life. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my buddy. So my buddy is going to be this character named Harvey. Gungineer means they're good with guns. I don't know what the trait of bandit is. And this person, my leader, is going to be Janine. Her perk is a surgeon, and again, I don't know what the trait of bandit is. But surgeon means she's very good with medical supplies. Now, when you start off the game, you don't know all of your character's stats. Some you might know right away, but you only know about a quarter of all the stats right at the start of the game. And the other stats you find out when a situation arises. No, so, let's go ahead and get started. I think I've talked enough. Janine hears rumors that Canada is a safe place, free of the threat of zombies. With nothing to gain from waiting around in Florida, she decides to brave the death road, travel north. Zombies have to grab onto you for a short time before they can damage you. Run away to break free. Because this game might be new to some players, I'm going to go ahead and read another hint, but just one more. Oh, I was just talking about this. Character stats are initially hidden. Characters you recruit may be lying about their abilities. And that's actually a good point, though, about them lying about their abilities, because I'm starting off with a buddy, so there's going to be me and one other person. But you can also have the option of recruiting a lot more players throughout the game. Now, my leader character is going to be Janine, and you can switch back and forth between Janine and, your other characters. And the AI is okay. It's not horrible. It's had some significant improvements, but, it's the AI. You can get stuck behind objects when you're fighting zombies. So there are two sections to the game, the overworld and then the actual scenarios. So we're going to start off with the overworld once I press the hit the road button. So let's hit the road and let's enjoy this game. Like I said, I'm going to be playing for about an hour. To start the journey, the group decides to grab some supplies from a nearby location. In Route 5 to Death Road, you'll need to hoard as many new supplies as you can. You also need to find ways to train and grow your team. So we have these options when we go into our scenario. We have a chance to go to a quiet hotel, a quiet factory, or a house on the road. Now, I haven't seen all the scenarios, but in the quiet hotel, I'm speculating that I have a chance to recruit someone. In the quiet factory, I have the chance to grab some weapons. And in the house on the road, it's going to be a smorgasbord. Things you might find in a house. Fuel, a gun. It is Florida, not Massachusetts, so I might find a gun. That's a Second Amendment joke in state politics. Anyway, or you might find food, you might find a person. So the house on the road is a real smorgasbord. I am going to choose the quiet factory, just because last time I had my run, I did not have good weapons. And I wasn't happy about it. I had some guns and a lot of bullets, but no melee weapons. Melee weapons are very good. So the group finds a rundown factory. Like most factories one would see nowadays, as in being run down. Sometimes people try to set up a safe hideout in the factory's side closet, but this usually doesn't end well. That's a hint. Don't try to stay in one location because you might get cornered. I'm gonna go ahead and so the swarm size tells you about how many zombies there are. It's sparse, that means there's not going to be that many zombies, which is fine. This is our first scenario. The aggression is sluggish, which is again letting us know that they're not going to be trying too hard to get us. And the current time is late morning. That's actually very important because there are different times in the day. There's early morning, late mid-afternoon, etc., etc. When it becomes nighttime, which generally happens around 9 o'clock, I think, the zombies start pouring into your scenario. It becomes very dangerous. You need to get the heck out of there. Now, in this early part of the game, it's not going to be that important. I'm going to click on this question. So this tells you the status of your car. Now, as you can see, it says only 15 driving days until Canada. If your car runs out of gas, you travel very slowly. You do get a new scenario to get a new car, but you have to earn it. They don't give it to you. Zombie points are just situations that you might pick up throughout the game. As you can see, I'm so new at this game that I don't have the full zombie points. I don't know what you can do with zombie points. So you can also see the chassis and the engine. Those are, and this gives you the status of your car. Those can be fixed depending on your stats. Now earlier you saw Surgeon and Gungineer from my two characters that I'll be using. There are all kinds of ways to improve your stats, and you can become good at fixing cars. On the top left hand, you can see I have 8 food. That's how much I have left. Each person eats 2 food a day, unless you get something happens in the overworld. You can also pick up fuel. I have 100 fuel to start. Depending on the type of car you have, you can use up more or less fuel. If you get like a hybrid, you will use only like 4 fuel. And then if you get a big old boat of a van, I think the most is 16 each day. So a hybrid can use as little as 6, I think, fuel a day. And a big old truck almost can use up to 16. So that's something to keep in mind too when you have a chance to get a vehicle. Usually you just want to grab a vehicle regardless. But, if you're really good at this game, beggars can be choosers, and you can walk, and that will make the game much harder. Now let's check on the status. This is the scene you'll see most often, either right before the start of a scenario. And you can see, like I said, some of the stats. You can see some of the stats are hidden. So as you can see, her composure and loyalty are very low. Now, low loyalty means she's going to get the heck out of here if things don't go her way. Her composure is, some of these stats, I have to admit, I don't know what they mean. So let me hit up the Wikia so I can explain that to you. Yes, there is a Death Road to Canada wiki. Like all things should have a wiki. Death Road to Canada wiki. And it's not actually wiki. I do Wikia because I don't actually want the Wikipedia. That doesn't do me a whole lot of good. So I'm going to actually look up this stuff for you right now, just for my viewers. I otherwise would be more than happy to wallow in ignorance. But, I'm trying to put on a little bit of a show. If I really wanted to put on a show, I would know this stuff ahead of time, but you know what? That's okay. I'm still getting used to YouTube and streaming videos, etc., etc. Now, when it comes to these stats you're looking at, there are 6 levels. And actually, 7 levels. They range between 0 and 6. The little face represents what level they are at. So the face you're seeing is a 0 face. This means that they are the absolute bottom. Like I said, this loyalty means if things don't go their way, she might get the heck out of here. So, hold on. I want to make sure I give you guys this information in case you're viewing. Composure. Composure is the measure of a survivor's ability to remain cool under pressure in otherwise stressful situations. Their ability to prevent themselves from having a meltdown of fear and anger. It affects their chance of succeeding composure-based events. With low enough composure and loyalty, a character may be able to rob traders and others during events. Oh, so, and that kind of makes sense. Somebody who's not loyal and doesn't think things through and makes spontaneous decisions, they might just steal. So I'm going to use her for stealing stuff. Now, loyalty. Loyalty is the measure of a survivor's allegiance to the group. Loyal can be the difference between a character selling the party out to bandits or risking their life to help overcome an obstacle. Loyalty is unique in that it will impact whether the character is effective good or evil. With low enough loyalty and composure, once again, they can engage in theft. When a party member has the opportunity to be helpful or selfish towards others, a loyalty check known as guilt occurs. Characters with low loyalty will have their morale improved by 1 for engaging in acts of selfishness, and lose a point of morale for being helpful. So basically, it's kind of like opposite role. And I'm gonna look up the morale. I'm pretty sure I know what that is already, but morale. Where is morale? I'm looking for some morale over here. Wow. Okay. Come on, are you serious? Okay, so this Wikipedia that has the stats does not actually show morale. It must be in a different area. Unless... Hold on. I'm going to look in one other area. You're going to talk about morale in this? Okay, so morale. Here it is. Morale is the measure of how happy and motivated a survivor is. When a survivor's morale reaches its minimum limit, that survivor has a chance of triggering despair events, which may cause them to leave the group or cause morale loss to other survivors. So it's morale that can damage the other party members and cause them to... Well, it's a combination. Where characters may have other negative consequences for low morale, such as damaging the group, or triggering hostile events, or causing a party member to be killed, which I've seen happen several times in the video. So basically, let me just, I'm not going to continue going over that, but I am going to check the stats for Harvey, our Gungeoneer. Wow, so they're both a couple of crooks. That's funny. Actually, you know what? They might get along just fine. And they do have good morale. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Actually, you know what? Before we get started, he comes equipped with a crowbar. And there are 2 unequipped flashlights. We're starting in the early day, so I will not be equipping the flashlights. She comes with a scalpel. That's an okay weapon. Alright, enough talking about the game. Let's actually start gaming. Okay, we're going back to this. Right, like I said, this is actually the scene you see when you, this is the scene you go to when you are actually about to start a mission or a scenario. So this represents all the stuff you can get. Duplicates will hold 1 spot. You can carry up to 3 different things. I will not be equipping the flashlight because, just like in real life, a flashlight can break pretty easy, and the AI still has some kinks to work out, so I don't want my character to start hitting back zombies with the flashlight. That's not the best use of a flashlight. Let's go. Whoa! As you can see, they are sluggish. Now, you don't always want to fight zombies because it makes noise and it puts you at risk. Okay. I thought I could open that, but just pick it up and throw it. So I got myself a gun, but I don't want to risk shooting it. So I'm getting some bullets. That's good. I'm going to kill this zombie. Now the thing is with the AI. Wow, she is not good at throwing things. Now, look at the top left-hand side. Like I said, you want to always keep track of what your time is. So what I'm going to do eventually, whenever somebody knocks over a zombie, I do like making sure I kill them. Like I said, this is a beta area, so you can just see how the game mechanics work. Whoa, lots of food. Open this up. I got 3 more food, 2 more food. So I picked up a skeleton, threw it at the zombie. There is. You can also, depending on your strength stat, so you can see when the zombie's about to come through a door. And that's good for just scouting. Oh! Bullets. I'm going to switch characters. That's because I want to pick this up and then switch my weapon to a crowbar. So I got some medical supplies. The golf club is a good weapon because it has a tendency to knock people down. Yeah, but a grenade is a grenade. You want to be careful with that sucker. So why does it feel like I missed something? It feels like I missed something. As you can see, the golf club has a tendency to knock creatures down. Like I said, down zombie. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and leave. For some reason, it felt like I was missing something, but I'm not. This is the overworld. Oh. So the group sets up camp outside a grocery store. They notice another group has been following them and will probably attempt to loot the place. Should I send one person in to loot? I am going to let them have... No, you know what? I am going to loot just so that you can see what happens. I have a bad feeling about this because my characters have very low composure and they might be prone to fear and anger. But let's see what happens with Harvey. No. I am going to attempt to have Harvey attempt to fix the pumps because he's a... Wow. See, now, even though each one of my characters have lost some round, that's not great. I revealed his mechanical trait. Now that's kind of a clue that he's a gungeoneer, what he just said. Alright, so we're going... So we can either go to the medical clinic or the infested stronghold. What do we spot? I'm gonna... I found medical supplies can be good, but it's not great. Whereas the infested stronghold, I don't know what I might find, but I don't really need a lot of medical supplies, even though my character is good with medicine. I don't want my AI carrying a grenade. They're just not trustworthy. I'd rather have them wield a flashlight, to be honest. Actually, yeah. Let's have them wield a flashlight. No, one thing I do want to mention before I get started. If your character dies, you lose whatever they were carrying. So if, for whatever reason, one of my character dies, I will lose my crowbar, my golf club, all that stuff. Alright, let's go. I bet I can't go in any of these houses. Okay, there's one. So there's a risk versus reward when you're exploring. It uses up time. No. So my character, Janine, is using the well, she doesn't have any other weapons. So I told her to start. So I told her to start using the scalpel. Oh, the zombie just totally didn't see us. Yeah, like I said, you don't want to waste time fighting zombies when you don't have to, because time matters. So as you can see, I have a couple of times I've been grabbed by zombies, but they didn't have a chance to hurt me. Well, shoot. I guess she has no choice but to... Look, I know I told you to put the gun away, but if that's all you've got... As you can see, the AI sometimes gets on my nerves. And you don't always find things when you open it up. Yep, there's more junk. You don't find everything all the time. Wow. So the houses aren't usually this empty. Whoa! Okay, that's probably because those other areas were the side quests. Pick up the gun. So I'm... Now, as you can see, with this thing, you can hit multiple zombies at once. It broke, but then I immediately got hit. Good Lord. That's another reason why you don't want to fight zombies 24/7. Your stuff can break. Now, sometimes there can be fuel in the oven, stoves, just like in real life. I immediately regret giving this guy the flashlight because then I could grab the shotgun. But I already have a weapon. blood and guts everywhere. Her now. I can grab the bag. Now, as you use your weapons and you swing them over and over again, you get tired. That's another reason why you don't want to. You can save yourself a little bit of heartache by picking things up and throwing it. Now there's a way to determine which weapon is better based on durability. There's nothing over here. So you can see that the lighting is changing slightly. That's because it's getting darker. Did I go this way? That was actually good. By the way, if you honk your horn, as you can see, it makes the zombies aggressive and they come after you. Do I have a rifle? I don't know if I have a rifle. Just a second. Sorry about that. I had to go grab some water. So like I said, that was a pretty good little exploration. The group camps out in a big field. The group eats a decent meal. They find a row of cannons sitting on a wooden fence. I'm gonna shoot the cannons. My cans! My precious antique cans! Oh, look what they've done to him! He shakes a pitchfork as he yells. Janine and Harvey don't care. So, of course, and that makes sense because you saw their stats. They have low composure, low loyalty. So we're going to make fun of them. Oh, I thought that was going to affect our stats. Either one of us can talk to them. Oh wow, they shot us. I thought we were... That's not what I expected. You learn something new every day. Holy smokes! I have never seen that much fuel loss. Really? You lied about your stats, Janine. Somebody who has good medical will heal wounds using only 1 medical supply. She used a 3. I thought she had good medical. She lied. Oh boy, we're already out of gas. So when you walk, bad things happen. And that's why you always want to make sure you have a car. Yeah. Oh, wicked! Now that's because of her low composure and low loyalty. So they let us cross the bridge and then she set it on fire. And that improved her morale. So this is a chance where we have a chance to get a new car. It's near sunset, so if I take too long, the zombies are going to become aggressive. Oh boy. Yeah, we are not going to carry the flashlight. That's a waste of time. Although it said near sunset. Kind of makes me wonder if I will need the flashlight. But you know what? Screw it. So, if I need to keep looking for fuel. No, grab that! Why did she put down? Okay, so this isn't so bad. Whoa. But I'm gonna go back and make sure I got it. So I'm gonna see what I can do to attract zombies, get them away from our car. If they hit up your car too much, they can destroy your car. Okay, let's go. Whew. Wow, we got gangbusters ammo. It's always worth it to visit the Dream King. This is why we need to wall. I'm actually going to see if they give me a chance to drop something so you guys can see what that looks like. Yeah. I'm actually going to turn up the music, because this is a good song. Will I recruit the dog? It's only 2 food. A dog is a character that you can play, and it fights on its own. on rare circumstances, if the dog is the last one alive, it can join your party. The dogs are just fun. Yay, we've recruited a dog. So I will definitely need a flashlight. The dog can wield a flashlight. That's delightful. Actually, you know what? The dog is better not wielding a flashlight, despite that being cute and cool to look at. Who's gonna? Well, the person who has an open slot. That's who. Let's check on the status of our dog. Wow, we don't get any stats for the dog. Okay, let's go. Whoa! Now the exit location could be... Dogs come with their own built-in claw tag. So it's worth it to go in these little cubby holes. As you can see, I don't get any light until Harvey comes in. Otherwise it would be completely dark. Okay. There's no reason to stay. Wow. I might just choose this because, but it's for the group. I want my group to be one. Now, fitness and a couple of other stats are how long you can swing your weapon before you become tired. So that's actually a pretty important stat. So the reason why I don't want people to stay on watch is because these people are not very loyal to each other. And they're not very good with their mechanical. So we'll just stay watch on all mine. The dog. So the dog is tired, but who cares? It's a dog. So tired just means they don't do certain things as a dog, which doesn't matter because Tamika is a dog. We're going to visit the trader camp because we might have a chance to steal some more stuff. Now, the reason why I'm not recruiting him so that we have 4 people Lupe. It's either Lupe or Lupe. If I get a chance to rob someone, I will. Bombs. Okay, so I will come back to this guy when I have a chance to steal. Ooh. I can only rob someone once. So I can't steal twice. So we're going to steal medical supplies. Holy cow! Huh. I don't like Harvey and his low morale. It's never worth it to drive around. I'm not quite sure what the benefits are for either one of these. Sometimes it's obvious though. If a hospital will have medical supplies. A grocery store will have food. A gun shop will have guns. I'm not quite sure what this will have. It's nightfall. It's nightfall, so I'm not sure if I should keep a flashlight. But you know what? His stuff, his crowbar, I believe the crowbar never expires or breaks. And the dog has claws. And obviously the dog's claws don't. This is why it's useful to always go around the outside, so you don't get trapped. I should have followed my own advice and tried to go right. Now, I do want you to know, if you don't pay attention, you can actually leave through the side door bed in your car. I love that big old board, but I almost missed out on that food. just right all up in my face. That was actually very worrisome, because even though it was only one zombie, I couldn't really escape. Dog, do something! Jeez. You have a crossbow? Where did you even get that? Huh. Our car's about to die. Wow, I've never seen that happen. But, learn something new every day. Our car is about to die anyway. Now, as you saw, like, our car was about to be destroyed, so it's no big deal. This is why walking is bad, because just random bad things happen. So this is a new chance to get a new car. Our car is very likely to be bad. Where the heck did he get a freaking crossbow? I have no choice but to give him that. Don't get yourself killed, Harvey. No, I could have sworn I used up a bunch of bullets, so I don't know what this is all about. Maybe it's a glitch? Maybe I've misunderstood some things. How you doing, Tamika? Try and draw them in. and in the process I got hurt. Take control of Harvey. Grab it. Grab this. And get out of here. I did not get as much fuel as I could have, but I was just concerned because Harvey didn't have a weapon and wasn't picking it up. Gosh. Normally I'd be worried about how the computer and the AI uses the ammo, but it's a siege, so I'm going to use the golf club until it breaks. I definitely did the flashlight. Get out! So this midnight, or you can't see, it used to be much worse. I hate that she's... Heck yeah, I want to get the heck out of here. I was getting cornered. She died anyway. Bitch. Ah, but she had all that ammo. Wow, Harvey is such a jerk. I didn't pay attention to what time it is. Need a flashlight? Wow, they're actually going inside the cabin. Oh, I can't leave. Well, I said I was going to play for about an hour, and that took about an hour. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. This is such a fun game to watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, press that like button. And thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed the rest